In the wake of the coronavirus and the recommended courses of action, we at Tiny Table Talks hope you are staying safe, healthy, and hydrated. If you are able to, adhering to social distancing and working from home is recommended, but if you do have to go out, ensure that you wash your hands and use a mask if possible. Now, on to the show. Hello and welcome back to Tiny Table Talks. We're here every Thursday on Spotify and YouTube, so be sure to check us out. And please follow us on Instagram at the CC Zone. Last week we had an International Women's Day special and talked about our experiences with gender roles growing up, feminism, and what needs to be done for women's rights around the world. Today we'll be talking about astrology. For thousands of years, various civilizations have used the placements of stars and planets to predict events and explain why humans are the way that they are. While it's no longer seen as a scientific practice, there are still people today who believe in the power of the stars. My name is Ariana, and I'm in the room with 4 people.
Hi.
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 Hello.
My name is Samantha. Happy to be here. Yeah, that's it.
Chloé, back at it again.
What's up, I'm Kyle? It's my second time on the podcast. I'm glad to be back.
And hi, I'm Maeva. I'm here since the beginning.
So I guess let's start with the first question to come to mind in regards to horoscopes. What are your signs?
Leo.
Leo?
Yeah,
Ooh.
Leo.
You're born in August.
July.
Late July.
The end of July.
Yeah.
27.
Nice. I'm a Pisces, so.
So
early
it
March.
was your birthday like 1 week ago.
Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm a Taurus.
Nice. I can see that.
Taurus.
I'm a Scorpio,
Oh.
So
born November 3rd.
Libra.
Ah.
Like,
October 4th.
yeah, and then so that means you're late April, early May?
April
May?
25th.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so you're late July.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do any of you believe in horoscopes or know anyone who does?
Yeah, my mom.
Really?
She really believes in horoscopes. But she's like referring to the Chinese horoscope, which is like kind of the same thing as the
Like the zodiac?
the zodiac one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
year of the-
how you call it? The
When you are an animal?
no, like when how do you call it? The Libra, Taurus, and everything?
Oh, yeah,
There's
like the signs of the zodiac.
So the zodiac sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she cannot believe in the Chinese
12. So
horoscope, but which is kind of similar as the
Mm-hmm.
zodiac sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, "Oh, yeah, that's why you're a Taurus or you're a pig, because you have these personality traits and stuff." I was like, yeah, sure, you know, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, that's like when I tell people who are really, really into it that I'm a Pisces, they're like, "Oh, I can see that, I can see that." And I'm like, I looked it up and I was like, "Oh my god." It's just like sensitive. I'm like, okay, great, wonderful.
I do believe when it describes your personality, it's kind of true. I mean, it
Mhm.
depends, like,
Yeah.
there's no like 12 kind of people, and I don't know if there's 12 kind of zodiac now.
Yeah, it's
11.
12. Yeah, no, it's 12.
Yeah,
12.
12.
Like each month, kind of thing.
And they all look similar to each other. No, but
Yeah.
there's some characteristic. I think
Mhm.
it's the same. One of my friends is Libra as me,
Mhm.
and we have many things in common. But when it's like the horoscope you have on the newspaper every day,
Mm-hmm.
it never turns out to be true. Like, no, I don't believe in that one.
Yeah.
I've looked into it because I was bored. You know, I've looked at like daily horoscopes or monthly horoscopes. None of it is true, but it's like when I do look at the personality for like, oh, personality for a Scorpio, it's like this, and this. I'm like, why is this so spot on? Like, why? I'm like, this shouldn't be so spot on, but this is exactly how I am. So, and I know my grandmother, I don't know if she still does it, but she looked at horoscopes a lot. Like every day she would go online and look at her daily horoscope.
Yeah.
Did you ever avoid doing something if it like said like stay indoors or like this is going to happen to you?
I can't even tell you because I wouldn't be paying attention, to be honest. I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know she used to just go on daily horoscopes.
If like the horoscopes say like you can go home now, like she stay safe.
I mean, she lives with us, so she stays inside all the time anyway. So it'd be a shocker if her horoscope says go outside today and she has to go outside. That would surprise me.
So I guess so she's pretty serious about it. Then is everyone else, when they do look at their horoscopes, do you mainly do it for fun? Or are there more serious implications behind doing it?
Boredom. I have to be super bored to have to look at my horoscope.
Me, it's like I used to go to uni with my car in France, and on the morning I'm listening to the radio. So I like to have like on the morning they give you the horoscope, and if I still in my car, I arrive at the university, but they still didn't say like about the Libra, what's gonna happen today. I have to stay in my car, even if I don't really believe in it. Is it going to be a good day? They're gonna tell me.
It's so fun though. Like even in high school, there was always by the bus stop there was this free newspaper. I think the Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always went through the horoscopes and the celebrity gossip. That was like my ritual every morning before going to school. Even though I did say like, oh, I don't like when people go Pisces are sensitive, like for other things, I'm like, yeah, you know what, it is fairly spot on.
I would check my weekly fortune online. It's like, for example, how is your health doing? How's your relationship and the wealth was going? And check the fortune color and number. And for example, they will say, oh, this week, Leon gonna meet a new guys. He might be your boyfriend. Blah blah blah. I will feel, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be waiting. And 1 week after, nothing happened.
Even in doing research for this podcast, I actually came across YouTube videos that talked about the astrology behind the coronavirus. There's professional astrologers who are talking about the course of it, and going in depth with it just based off of when everything occurred. So I guess my question is, why do we think people still look to astrology today, despite the science we have available to answer questions about these kind of events?
Because if you look at the news right now, I would say it's not. Maybe people will think it's not that helpful. So the coping mechanism is to look at their astrology going on during the coronavirus to just like comfort themselves, I guess. Probably, not sure.
I guess because with this stuff too, it's all cyclical. Like we're in the worst of it right now, but eventually it's gonna kind of clean up and get better, and everything's gonna go back to normal. And I guess horoscopes are a big reminder of that, because it's all just like a cycle. It just like happens over and over and over. I guess I could see people looking it up, because there's people saying like, oh, it'll end here, like this is the path, and you get like a full picture, and it feels a lot better than just sitting there being like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I guess.
But if you think about it, it's kind of science, because you are studying all the stars and everything. Okay, I'm sure like the journalists, the newspaper, they are not like there's many fake things, but like I do believe it's kind of true when they check the stars.
Yeah, that's true, because think about it, like it's something that's been used for thousands of years. And for a long time, even before all the science came, it was effective in determining a lot of things and just predicting a fair amount of things too. Like, I don't think it's completely invalid.
I would say it's just people like to be superstitious about some things. So I think it's also a way for them to cope with it. You know, just looking at astrology signs, hoping they could get another answer for when this is all going to be over, because like real science hasn't given us a definite answer. They're like, oh, it could go to May, maybe June, maybe July, maybe August, maybe next year. Just hope for a new year. Just cancel 2020. You know,
start it over, throw it out, return it.
So it's a way for people to look for another answer.
Yeah.
Something kind of similar was when 2012 was about, and everyone was predicting it was the end of the world based off of the Mayan calendar ending. But then that turned out to just be like a big misinterpretation, because it was just the calendar ending. What do we do when a calendar ends? We just start it over, right? I mean, do you think there's any way astrology could be helpful if we know how to properly use it? Especially, like, I know you were saying that there's some validity to looking at the stars.
I don't know, is there any calendar that predicted the coronavirus? Maybe we should trust that one.
It gives people something to look forward to, because whenever you take your daily, monthly, yearly, whatever horoscope people take, I think kind of influences them to kind of make it happen. So it pushes them to be able to have what's being told to them happen. So yeah, it makes them say, it's like, your horoscope is, your business is going to be great today or something like that. It pushes them to, you know, want to be able to do the best work that they can for the rest of the year or the rest of the month, however, whatever one they're given.
Yeah, so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. Like, it's a good form of, like, motivation, I guess, right?
I think it can also be useful for a relationship.
Mm.
I mean, as we said, our sign describes us pretty well. Like, you're sensitive. And I think if you check both signs, you can see if they can match together. I don't say that it's always true. But I remember, do you have Kim Possible in Canada? Kim
Yes.
Possible?
Yes.
There is one episode and every characters have to find out which is their sign and they see if they are compatible. So at the end, like, they say no, it doesn't really work. But I think it can be useful to check if your partner can really match with you sometime. It's fast.
Did you ever look it up?
Yes. And I didn't find a good explanation. Most of the time they say, oh, you are very good for that, not for that. That is good, that is not good. But it doesn't say like, yeah, you should match together, like in the Kim Possible episode. However, like, I think it can be useful to see if you're compatible.
Do any of you actually believe that, though? That the person you're most compatible with is based off their sign?
I mean, I feel like it can be helpful in terms of, like, determining.
Can be useful. I don't say like you have to follow the path.
I mean, but is that something that ever pops into your mind?
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, this is embarrassing, but when I was in early uni kind of thing, I looked up all the signs of any guy I kind of like had a thing with or dated, and I saw that all of them were incompatible, and for me personally, it was very comforting. I was like, oh, okay, so this wasn't in the stars. Like, nothing wrong with me. It just, like, you know, it wasn't meant to be. But then now with my current boyfriend, he's an Aquarius, so before, like, we started, like, really dating, I actually did look it up. And the thing about it, though, is I was waiting for either a very positive answer or a very negative answer, but this was the first time I saw it, and it was like, oh yeah, it's a 50-50. I was like, what? It was like right in the middle of the road. So I'm like, okay, you know what? So if it's 50-50, I just have to make it work, and then it's good. I don't know. It felt a little bit better than either like a straight up negative or even a positive, because I feel like if it was a positive, there'd be a little bit of pressure, you know? But those are the only situations I've been in terms of like either negative compatibility or just like 50-50. If that makes sense. Have any of you looked up your significant other's signs? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah. I think all the girls are gonna do that.
Do you happen to do that, Ken?
I'm a Scorpio, so apparently I'm good for no one. Apparently that's how it works for me, so.
All the Scorpio in the world are alone.
Oh no.
I mean, there are some Instagram pages
Yeah.
Yeah.
that are based off of horoscopes, and sometimes I'm like, oh, let me just look it up. And it shows some compatibility. I don't remember any of them off the top of my head, but it's like majority of them don't work. Majority of them don't work.
I just trust myself.
I looked at my parents, and apparently their signs are compatible, so I was like, oh, okay, interesting.
Oh, my mom is a Scorpio. He ended up with my dad.
Wait, what's your dad?
Yeah.
What's your dad?
Libra.
Ooh. Kind of want to, like, now we gotta see. Scorpio, Libra.
My parents are meant to be together apparently.
Oh.
My dad is the same sign as me.
Oh.
She is just one later than my birthday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, does anyone believe certain signs can kind of affect a certain household kind of thing?
How?
if, say, for example, it's a house of all fire signs, like, do we think it's more likely to be like a heated household and everyone's like arguing more often, or if it's all like...
Which one are the fire signs?
So the fire signs are, I think, Leo, Aries,
And a Sagittarius.
oh, Sagittarius.
Yeah, Sagittarius,
there's only 3?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's 4 each. Yeah, so Aries, Leo,
Aries,
and Sagittarius. Yeah.
So I'm super comparable, like with all the fire signs.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of my friends are fire sign. Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
In my household, I think we have, so my mom's she's an Aries, and then my brother's a Sagittarius. Actually, they're the ones who probably argue the most. So, and then my dad is a Gemini, and I believe that's an air sign. So in terms of just like household, like do you have an even amount of different kind of signs, or is it all the same? Do you notice everything kind of goes one way, if that's not too personal?
My mom and grandmother are both Libras.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure which sign. I thought it would be a fire sign because the way it gets sometimes in the house. I would think.
I think it's her.
Air, yeah, it's air.
It's Earth?
No, air.
Air? Oh.
Yeah.
Very intelligent.
They should make that a fire sign. They really should make that a fire sign. But yeah, I don't know. I've never really thought about how if a sign affects a household and what that's like. Now I kind of want to research that.
Yeah. That's even like I've seen some of the memes where it'll be like, oh, like don't do anything during this time or else you'll have a baby who's this sign and you don't want that in your house, kind of thing.
Like me in my house, everybody's hair apparently because my father is Gemini, my mom and I are Libra, and my brother is fire because he's a lion, and I think my brother is the most. He would be more assimilate to air. He's very he's the most calm. If I don't believe in the sign, it would be because of my brother, because I would not describe him as a lion if I was meeting him. Yeah, that's the only one.
Does anyone else know any kind of horoscope anomaly kind of people who are a certain sign and you're like, oh, it doesn't really line up?
No, maybe. But that's probably because I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know ascendant?
Yeah.
Like
Horoscope. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It means when you grow up, your personality is more linked to the other horoscope.
Oh, maybe Chloe's brother is like this too, because depending on his chart.
Yeah. So it called ascendant horoscope.
I'm checking. I checked like 2 minutes ago my ascendant, and I'm a Tauruc.
Oh.
Yeah. I become like Maeve.
I always forget my whole chart. I always have to go punch it in over again and then look at it and see.
Mine is Scorpio too.
Oh.
Yeah. My ascendant.
Wait, ascendant sign?
Yeah.
Ascendant sign.
There's a website where you can actually check.
Yeah.
Do we want to pause?
My ascendant sign is a Capricorn.
Virgo.
Mine is apparently a Virgo.
Oh.
Virgo.
Ooh. Virgo Club. Virgo gang.
I don't know, because I have a friend who's a Virgo, and he's really, let's say, really closed off, like really reserved, and people see him as rude and really cocky because of that.
Oh, that's me. Definitely.
I was gonna say, that makes sense with like my son, because like I'm a Pisces, right? And then like I'm gonna be real, even though I hate being told like, yeah, you're sensitive. I am sensitive. But the thing is that I try to act like I'm not sensitive, and then I close myself off, and then it makes things worse. So I feel like if there's anything to attribute it to now,
I think I should be a Virgo. You know, even the minutes, not just the hours, is essential for the ascendant. Because I tried with my brother, like 10 o'clock. If he's born at 10 o'clock, he was ascendant Scorpio. But if he was born at 10:30, he was ascendant Gemini.
Oh.
Ooh. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like time.
The thing that is cool about this is that you can like learn a little bit more about yourself or think more about yourself, just like stuff that you may not have thought of before.
That's true. And even if you look at your sign and you're like, this is wrong, it's not me,
Yeah.
there's probably something very comforting in that because, yeah, you're getting to know yourself, whether it's because you agree with what's being said about you or you disagree with what's being said about you.
Moon, I'm a Pisces.
Pisces, hey, welcome. Because, yeah, they,
Wait, what is the moon sign? What is it supposed to be?
I'm
Oh
just
my
trying to
God.
The moon represents emotional responses, unconscious predestination, and the
okay.
self-image.
Oh.
So yeah, it breaks down. So like Mercury means something different, Venus means something different. So that's crazy. So then you can find out, according to this, how the stars determine you are in relationships, with business, and like,
Wait, hold on.
it goes in depth.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost the safety net for if someone is like, you're the sun sign and you're like, yeah, like none of this is me, it doesn't work, then they can go, but like let's look at the charts. And then you can just like go in depth and just like peel back the onion.
Oh, interesting. Mercury is how you solve problems and how your mind works. Interesting.
My moon one is Cancer,
Oh.
ascendant Gemini.
And my moon's Aquarius. Actually, yeah, for the
You are Aquarius for everything.
No, it's like Pisces, Aquarius, and then suddenly I'm Aries and Mars, which is kind of insane because that's just like fire on fire. I'm mainly just air, water, and earth, and then I have like 3 fire signs across everything. Have you ever kind of learned anything meaningful about yourself through astrology, or?
I'm reading it right now. The sun is in Scorpio. That's what I'm reading right now.
Is it like, are you being shaken to your core with what they're telling you?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Let's see. Scorpios are known for their intensity. They are determined folk that absolutely throw themselves into whatever they do, but getting them to commit to something is rarely an easy task. In fact, it's better not to even try to get them to do anything. Solar Scorpios absolutely have their own mind, and their primary motivation is unlikely to be prestige or even authority. It's real power. It's real power. It makes me sound like a supervillain. Their powers can absolutely be of the behind-the-scenes variety, just as long as they have it. Oh, there's a short description. Cool. Short description. Physical energy and courage, strong passion, regeneration and improvement, strong sexual powers, potential issues. He is superstitious, defiant, extremist. He is sometimes vindictive.
Ooh.
I don't know about all that. I do agree with the first paragraph, somewhat. It's definitely hard to try and get me to do anything. I agree with that. I'll take the strong sexual powers too. I mean,
Oh, I think the sun in Leo is super similar to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're very like outgoing,
Oh yeah.
encouraging others all the time and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
very glamorous.
I want to make the world a better place.
There's something that I see a lot in every astrologic test that describe Libra, is that they are really into seduction and everything, and I don't consider myself as a seductress. Yeah, I think it's the only thing I would not agree with.
I think what I agree with for Scorpios is like always says honesty, truth, trustworthy, loyal, all that stuff that describes a person. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And then like the things I don't like is like dishonesty, liars, like all that. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Because I'd rather someone be real with me than just be fake. Like if you have something you want to tell me, just tell me.
Yeah.
Just let me know. Just don't lie to me.
Yeah, I'm going into the. I usually don't read the breakdown for Sun and Pisces, but this one actually is like pretty good in terms of. Yeah, Pisces can be extraordinarily successful when given the chance to express themselves. The arts, marketing, music, teaching, drama, healing arts. These are all fields in which Pisces can find expression. I'm down for that. I like that. She's compassionate and sentimental. She likes isolated occupations, administration, archives, history, spirit of self-sacrifice. Potential issues, tendency to be led astray, lack of experience or inability to experience practically, lethargy, oversensitivity, and emotionalism. Classic. Ooh, in terms of events linked to horoscopes, like things like Mercury in retrograde, do any of you believe in that, or do you know people who very much adhere to that? My mom is very big on Mercury in retrograde.
I'm sorry.
Mercury in retrograde. So that's when, because the planets are continually like rotating and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think because Mercury is the fastest one, so then it gets to a point where it like seemingly kind of laps everyone else, so it looks like it's going backwards. I think, if I'm breaking that down correctly. But then during that period, it happens 3 to 4 times a year, and it lasts like 2 to 3 weeks. But then during that time, it's not advised to make impulsive decisions or like commit to anything big, because everything is all like upside down and like up in the air kind of thing.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, like if anything weird happens during that time and I'm not thinking about it, I have like my mom and one of my best friends are very like, oh, Mercury's in retrograde, that's why it's all like happening like this. Waited how.
It's actually the first time I've heard of that.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Oh, me too.
I feel
Me
like
too.
now that you've heard it once, you're gonna hear it again, just because now you like know.
Yeah.
Like it's in your head now.
Yeah.
The only thing that planet that have an impact on Earth like would be like the moon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can cut your hair when it's the full moon
That's
because it's gonna grow faster.
Yeah, I adhere to that because it's like they talk about that a lot in Peru. My mom is Peruvian, so she always tells me that, and that's what I do. So my hair grows longer faster if I wanted to.
Yeah, I think moon have a big impact into Earth,
Mhm.
especially because sometimes I do boat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, when the wave is going further.
Yeah,
or-
like the tides.
yeah,
Yeah, because of the magnetic pull and all of that.
yeah. And this have an impact on the body of people, I think so.
I think so too, because if it's physically pulling waves like that and kind of doing that, it's definitely gonna have an effect. That's so interesting because then I know in terms of periods and stuff like that, the moon is always associated with that
Mm-hmm.
because it kind of follows the cycle of the moon, and then it gets very much tied into feminine energy.
We feel more the power of
Yeah.
the universe.
Sorry, Kyle.
You don't feel anything, okay?
No. Actually, even kind of last week when we talked about, so for those of us who weren't there for the International Women's Day podcast, we did kind of talk about gendered products and how some products or some experiences are usually kind of dismissed by most people because it's seen as inherently girly. Do we think that horoscopes kind of get the same rep because of that as well?
I mean, in every feminine magazine, you can find your horoscope.
Mm-hmm.
I think I discovered horoscope because my mom was reading like magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always one of the first things she checks. So for me, it's kind of related to women.
Mm-hmm. Actually, true. Is there like horoscopes in men's health? I don't know.
I don't think so. Not that I read men's health magazines but no, it's not something you would. Yeah, I guess I would agree with that. It's not something you would typically see connected to males more than it's connected to, maybe not connected, but more pushed toward females.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Maybe because men are more skeptical about things. And
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
depend of the men, you are described as more skeptical than women.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
No?
I mean, not me. I play baseball. I was the most superstitious person. Like when you play baseball, you're a superstitious person.
Really?
Yes. Any little thing that happens, you're gonna keep doing it. Like I would wear a shirt under my jersey. If I got a hit, I'm gonna keep wearing that shirt under my jersey.
Oh my god.
So maybe that's why like I sometimes go back to even though I'm usually bored if I go to a horoscope. Sometimes I do keep on going back to it. I think that's part of the reason I'm a superstitious person. So it's like, okay, let me just look at it.
Yeah. But you were also saying your mom and your grandmother are very like into it as well.
My grandmother is. My mom No.
Oh, sorry, your grandmother then, yeah. But do you think that's kind of had an impact on that? Because I know with my brother, he had a female friend who got him really into horoscopes for a while, kind of thing. And even, so when I started talking to him about it, he understood. He's like, oh yeah, I know my time. I know what's on my chart. I know my ascending and my moon. And I was like, oh God, okay.
I would say no, because you know, like the horoscope says, as a Scorpio, I act more independent towards whatever else is going on around me. So I wouldn't say that really made an influence on me.
Because you're such a Scorpio, right?
Yes, I'm such a Scorpio.
When other astronomical events occur, do you ever consult astronomy to find any potential meaning in it, or do you just enjoy things as like a cool spectacle? So say, for example, any kind of like supermoons or blood moons, or any eclipses.
No, I just take it as just cool space stuff.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like if something like that happens, I'm like, oh, cool space stuff is happening.
What
again.
does it mean?
Yeah. Oh, do you know the red moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone just say if the red moon occurs, it's like something bad will happen.
Oh, the red moon?
Yeah, the red moon.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there was time the red moon occurs and there are some places get the flood.
If I ever see a red moon, like that's an instant warning sign.
Stay indoors.
Like, nope, not today. I've never seen an eclipse. I want to see an eclipse.
Me too, but obviously I want to make sure I have like the special telescope or whatever. There's that thing of... Did you guys ever see that video of Donald Trump looking straight into it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
But every time there is like an eclipse, I feel like everybody say, oh, you have to wait 10,000 years to see another one.
Every time.
There's another one.
And then it happens like 3 years later.
I don't
I was like, I'm
understand.
not gonna be alive for 10,000 years. Like, come on.
Ooh, or even, oh my God, the thing that I'm hoping I live for is whenever the next Halley's Comet comes, because that's every 75 years. So I think it's poised to come next when I'm around like 69 years old or something like that. So that's like the one astronomical event I'm kind of like, ooh, like I just want to see it go across the sky. I don't know what it means. I don't care what it means, but I'm really hyped for
That'd
it.
be dope to see.
Yeah.
When do the planets next align? I know that takes a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Let's
really
call
big
it.
factoid.
Let's see. Next. July 28th, 2061.
For which one? Halley's Comet or the...
Halley's Comet.
1995. Oh, so I'd be 60. Oh, I'd be younger. I'd be like 66. Okay, I'm making it. I'm gonna make it. That's great. Oh, and then you were talking about the planets aligning. Do you know when they're gonna align?
I just searched it up. May 6th, 2492.
Well, good luck, everyone. When was the last time they aligned?
Oh,
Did we
let's
have a
see.
chance, or?
Last time the planets aligned was... I don't know, it's not showing me, but I feel like it was a while ago. Must have been. But maybe I'll be reincarnated and get to see the planets align.
Oh, true. Do you believe in that?
I was just joking, but like, if we're going into that, damn, I don't know. I kind of don't want to believe in that, because what if I'm reincarnated as a bug or something, or I'm reincarnated as someone born in like the Qin Dynasty era, you know, like
Yeah.
I don't want to live back then,
Yeah.
even though I wouldn't remember, but it's like I don't want to. I'm good with this life.
I mean, I wonder if that would affect if you just always had the same birthday, or you had like different star signs, and that just affected everything, and you just kind of like it piled on. I don't know. That'd be crazy.
Do you believe on making wish there when there is a falling star?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, hell yeah! If I have like an eyelash, I'll take it off and like make a wish on it.
Oh
too.
yeah, me too.
Every superstitious thing, I make a wish.
Yeah. I try to believe in the good superstitions more than the bad superstitions, because the bad ones don't really serve me. It just makes you paranoid. But the good ones, I'm like, yeah, if it's gonna give me a little more like luck.
Me
Yeah.
too. But there is one I really don't like. It's when someone lets the umbrella open into an closed area.
Ah.
It's the only thing I'm believing in.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I ain't taking the chance.
Last time I went to uni and there were like umbrella open in the classroom. I was like, close the house. No,
Class is cancelled.
we have to close the university. Everybody go back home.
Do we kind of think that these superstitions are different from horoscopes?
Yes.
Because I guess horoscopes are more of a practice as
Yeah.
opposed
And
to...
I think there's more science behind
Mhm.
horoscopes than there is in like someone sending out a chain email saying you're gonna get 50 years of bad luck if you don't send this to like 4 other people.
I remember that.
I don't know what's
And at the time, it's like my phone will be like, I don't even have 4 other contacts up here. Like,
I know, I'd literally be like, oh my god, okay.
I'm gonna forward.
Gotta do it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, send it to 3 people or you'll die alone. I'm like, oh, I don't like that.
But I'm sure there's like some scientists they did test like if we let this umbrella open, what's gonna happen?
Probably, yeah.
just have one guy open an umbrella inside and just follow him around for like the next month
Yeah.
and see what
See if
happens
he's
to him.
okay. Oh no, oh my god, the mirror one where someone breaks a mirror and you
Yeah.
follow them for 7 years and see what happens.
So that's 7 years.
If you ever see something bad on your horoscope,
Mhm.
does that ever freak you out? Like, does that freak any of you out?
No.
No?
I don't think I've ever seen anything bad per se on my horoscope. It'll just be like, oh, this something is up ahead. Just like be sure to weather it kind of thing. Like I think they're very careful with how they phrase it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think if there's something really outwardly like you're going to die tomorrow.
Because sometimes they have health ones, so it's like,
Yeah.
they'd be like, so, just watch your health. And
Yeah.
like, next
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
Does that ever, like, get you concerned, or
No.
are you just, like, I'll deal with it?
I'm just a little bit mad sometimes because on the radio I'm listening, they rate the sign. So today you have 5 stars, today you have 2 stars.
Oh
I'm just getting mad if I don't have a lot of stars.
Yeah,
No.
me too.
I think yeah, usually if I see anything bad I try not to, and because they frame it as like more of a warning,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a little easier to digest. Like
Yeah.
I think that I'll probably never get my palm read because I'm too afraid to, because that's when they like look at your lifelines and stuff like that, and part of me doesn't want to go in. I don't want to have someone say to me, oh, your lifeline, ooh, like how tiny is that,
It's
or
looking
something.
a little short right now.
Yeah. So for things like that, like I'll try to avoid the bad, but because the horoscopes don't really say anything like that outright,
Mm-hmm.
it is easier to digest. Because yeah, if it is like watch your health, it's like okay, I'll drink some tea and I'll stay indoors. As opposed to it directly like inhibiting my life
Yeah.
for a long period of time, I think. And then even with, because you said Chloe, you've consumed it by the radio, and then we were all just looking at cafe astrology to figure out our charts. But now a newer way, and Kyle just briefly touched on this too earlier on, but a newer way to kind of consume horoscopes now is through memes. And there's actually a lot of astrology meme pages. I follow one. I'm totally guilty of that. Just pairing these two practices, do you think it enriches astrology as a whole, or do you think it might cause it to lose further credibility as it becomes more of like a fun kind of game thing to do?
I mean, the thing on Instagram now, it's getting very strange. Like, you have this celebrity and she say that. Libra would say that. Yeah, it's kind of strange. But sometimes I recognize myself into this memes. That's the worst thing.
I think it just makes people enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Like, there are some, because there's stereotypes to certain signs. So I think it's just them, like having a little fun with it. It's like, you're this sign, like typically always act like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll have like this reaction. It's like, I don't know, Scorpios when this happens or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just people enjoying it more and just having more fun with it.
Mm-hmm. But then still, it's kind of nice where it's like, oh, that's so me, or oh, that's so you, if you said it to your friend. Like I have a friend who's born the day after me, so we're both just Pisces to the core. So we're always just sending each other back and forth like anything related to Pisces. And usually most of that is Pisces just with something they like, and then the thing is labeled as like art or tarot card or emotions. Whereas with Aries, it'll be like confronting someone.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah.
Do you recognize yourself into your friend?
Yes. With her in particular, yeah, we are so similar. It is scary.
Yeah.
So it works out. If we're ever in an argument, we're not very confrontational people, so initially it'll be awkward because none of us want to kind of touch it. But then once we start talking, it's like, oh yeah, we're too similar. Okay, let's just squash this now. I hate this kind of thing. And it's good. But then I have two other friends who, one of them's also born the day after me, and she has some traits of a Pisces, but she's not the standard Pisces at first glance. Kind of like the way you said your brother is not, like you wouldn't think he was a Leo.
Mm-hmm.
I would think she was more of a practical sign, but then there's other elements of her where it's like, oh yeah, she is a Pisces. But do you guys know of any astrology meme pages?
There's one on Instagram. I don't follow it. I just go to it like every other month or something like that.
I think, is it Not All Geminis? I know that's the most popular one. That's the one I'm talking about. I feel like that's like the PSL of astrology meme pages now.
Let me check. Let's see if I can find it.
Apparently I unfollow it. But it was Sisters Astrology.
Ooh, I haven't heard of that one.
Sun Signs Official.
Ooh.
So for Sun Signs Official, they post like different, like they'll post like traits for this sign, or natural talents for this sign, or introverts for this sign, extroverts for this sign. So, okay, they got clothing styles.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
So for Scorpios, they got something that shows off how mysterious they are. Usually this is shown by wearing dark clothing. They also love to style new rebellious styles, but they do like to keep it simple though.
I'm like checking your style as you're saying this to see if it adds up.
The funny thing is I don't prefer wearing dark clothing. Mm-hmm. I do like wearing black, but I also prefer wearing white. I prefer white and black.
Yeah, so like shades.
Yeah, just something comfortable. I don't know. The only time I'm shopping for something in like different colors, if it's like something like a Raptor shirt, or if I'm buying an anime shirt or something like that.
Yeah, so more like a brand kind of thing as opposed to like...
Anyone else want to know their clothing styles?
Oh yeah, I'm Pisces.
So let's see. Where is it? Romantic and creative is a great way to describe the Pisces style. Maybe it sounds weird, but the Pisces are known for their great sense in shoes.
My shoes are dirty today.
May I know? I know it's not.
Libra, right?
Mm-hmm.
These people's second name is fashion. They tend to create a perfect balance between casual and glamorous. They are perfectionists when it comes to choosing an outfit. Libras are all about soft and romantic outfits with a professional feel to them. Till today, it's still a mystery how they tend to be so perfect with clothing without even trying. We should learn from them.
Did a Libra write this?
I think a Libra wrote that.
Can you check the Leo?
These people don't mind to stand out in the crowd with their clothing. They want to hear the compliments from other people by wearing bold and outstanding clothing.
Nice.
Wow.
I like your outfit today. You look so good.
Thank you.
And then what about, maybe you're Taurus, right?
These people tend to wear clothing that are practical for them. They need to feel comfortable in their clothing. They show their personality by wearing expensive clothes. Oh. They are materialistic, so they don't like to wear cheap crap.
That clothes from Chanel.
Yeah,
Chanel.
So everyone think I'm spot on for them, or?
I'm wearing a hoodie. I don't know how romantic that is.
I think wearing that under that is not fashion at all. Like
I feel like not that it's fashion.
No.
It's like European.
It's because it's cold in Canada.
I do that too though. Like I'll do like the turtleneck under the sweater, but I always try to match it. Like yours is coordinated. Like it matches the Ralph Lauren logo.
Yeah.
Which is fashion. Right there. So.
And like the socks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very fashion.
But do we think astrology is going to continue to adapt and thrive through each new coming medium? Or do we believe that eventually it will kind of die out?
No, it's not going to die out. No, people are born every day, and every time someone's born, it's like, what's your sign? It's like, oh, I'm this. Someone will be like, oh, so you act like this. And they'll read them their horoscope or whatever.
And they're like 2 months old.
Yeah.
Classic Virgo.
It's like, it's not going to die out.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to die out.
When I was on Twitter, I was following, and still on Twitter but less, I was following an astrologic page. When I'm on Instagram, I follow astrologic page. Even Maya were doing that, so...
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't think
You
it's
think-
gonna stop.
Yeah, I think if you feel very confused, it's a very good way to kill the time.
Yeah.
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 Sometimes they will say, "Oh, I find a new direction. I might can try it."
Also, people just want to know what it means. Like, when I was a kid, obviously, I didn't know. But, like, someone would be like, oh, you're a Scorpio. I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, what is that? What do you mean I'm a Scorpio? So, it's like, it's also a good way for people to research on it. Even when, even the Chinese zodiac, people will be like, it's the year of the dragon or the rat. I don't know what year it is.
Rat.
The year of the rat?
Yeah.
Oh. No. I hope I was born in the year of the rat. I would want to be a rat.
I'm a
It's like
rat.
every 12 years. Oh, yeah, because you're 24 this year. Because it's by increments of 12.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because last year was the year of the pig. And then we turned 24.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you talking about the Chinese zodiacs?
Yeah. Do you know what year you are? Like, what year were
Yeah, I'm Chinise. I know.
What do you mean, what year were you born?
Cow.
Sorry.
Cow.
Cow.
Yeah.
I want to know my year. Hold on.
It's like mouse,
Rabbit.
cow,
Ah.
tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, sheep, monkey, chicken, pig. This is the
Yeah, that's all in
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
I was hoping for dragon.
sometimes they use the 12 zodiac to compare like couples, like chicken and a dog. They can marry because there is a Chinese character named when chicken and dogs when they marry, they're gonna have an argument every day.
I wonder if there's a difference between if you were dating someone who's in your zodiac year, but they have like a 12-year or like increment of 12 age difference to you.
Yeah.
I wonder if that changes anything as opposed to, so if you're like right now I'm year of the pig, so if I'm dating someone who's the year of the pig, but is there a difference if it's 1995 versus like 1983?
Oh yes, the other is the other round, right?
Yeah.
Just minus 12 years.
Yeah,
It's
so
the same.
but I mean, so but does it make it different in terms of like, oh, you're more compatible with the pig if it's like the same year of your birth, or are you compatible with all pigs because you're a pig? It doesn't matter when.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay.
But I
And-
think most
oh.
of people they believe 12 zodiacs are all of them are old.
Yeah.
Not the young people.
So we're good.
I match with my boyfriend. He's a
Aw.
monkey, I'm a rat.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, let me see.
Wow, that just sounds so weird.
I'm a monkey. He's a pig.
Isn't this how the coronavirus started?
Like, if someone just walks in on that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a monkey, he's a rat.
I'm a monkey. He's a pig.
What?
And we're in love.
What?
Yeah, I think so. Mine is, two pigs are fairly compatible in a relationship. They are both honest and trustworthy, so neither one has to worry about being taken advantage of. Fab. What does yours say?
Like, just we are good match. But it's sad because this year they couldn't celebrate the New Year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true because of everything.
It was my year and they didn't celebrate. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
I didn't find any couples about my mom and my dad's zodiac.
They said I should avoid snakes and roosters.
I mean, I feel like I'd avoid snakes and roosters in my real life too.
I mean, snake, what's wrong with a rooster?
I feel like getting attacked by a rooster would be scary.
They're not gonna attack you.
Probably not, but if they did, they'd have the power to.
What power?
You know what? Because I'm thinking of like the way they're designed. Like they have like the
The way they
mohawk
design.
and everything. Yeah, like I think it could be intimidating if they tried to
It
be.
makes them look more
intimidating.
vicious.
Yeah, I think so. If it wanted to be intimidating, it could be intimidating. So I'm not scared of roosters. Don't get me wrong. I like eating chicken and everything. But like,
It says I'm perfect for sheep, monkey, dogs, and pigs.
run a farm.
I never thought I'd say that sentence. Like,
We are not talking about zoophilia. Don't worry.
Oh, and then I guess like the last question just before we wrap things up. This was brought to us by Maeva. I really like this question. It was like one of the ones in the original script. So regardless of our own feelings, do we believe that the sheer fact that enough people in the world believe in something in turn makes it have a meaning?
yeah. Yeah, no, I would say I would agree with that statement. Because imagine if no one believes in horoscopes. Imagine it was just like a bunch of nonsense that people were rambling on about. It's not going to have the same impact that it has on everyone.
I also can't think of just living in a world where there is no kind of unknowns that people dabble in or any kind of superstition. Like, I feel like even if people give it a bad rep, I feel like it'd be a very boring world.
It would.
Without it.
Very boring.
And it's cool because no matter our culture, like we kind of have all something relate to. Even if like in China it's kind of different.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's still the zodiac.
That's true.
Yeah, like horoscopes is for all over the world. Yeah, and I think it might be someone's belief. Yeah.
And like you can find another species at the other, like in another country. I mean, it can be like, you see someone with the same personality as you, but with a totally different culture.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a cool thing to just like, if you meet like a fellow Libra in another country, totally different language, totally different upbringing, but then you have similar traits.
That's what I never thought about that.
That'd be crazy. So this wraps up our astrology episode. We'll be back at the table next Thursday talking about personality quizzes and playing a round of 21 questions with our team. What will we learn about each other? Will dark secrets be revealed? Find out next week. Until then, follow us at the CC Zone on Instagram, where we just posted an interview with some of our interns. Talk to you next week. Bye!
Bye!